Hello everybody! It has been a while since I have done a get ready with me / talking about myself video, so that's what we're going to do today. So I posted I guess it's called a post, YouTube that asked what y'all want to know about me. So I'm gonna go over those questions and then some other questions that I tend to get in the comments a lot. So first things first, I need to prime. I use this Master Primer by, what is this? Maybelline. So I recently switched up a lot of my products. So this is not the first time using them, but it is still new. I used to not even use a primer, believe it or not, just because I thought it was an unnecessary extra step. But my coworker convinced me that I need to use primer. So here I am using primer. So again, my name is Holly. I am a 26-year-old high school Algebra 1 teacher. I've been teaching for 3 years. The first 2 years I was at the middle school level teaching 7th grade math, and I just finished up my 3rd year, which was my first year at high school. And let me tell you, I absolutely love it. I love teaching. For foundation, I used to use this, which is the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation in shade 13. And I do like this, but I just feel like it doesn't last all day. Now that could be because I wasn't using primer, but I've started using this Maybelline lifter sticks, and I have it just in like my color, which is 25. This is not actually the color that I would use, but the store was out of the color that I wanted, so this is the closest I could get. I had someone ask me why I decided to become a teacher, and honestly, it was one of the easiest decisions of my life because I've always known I wanted to teach. Like ever since I was super little, I wanted to be a teacher. I remember being so young, like so young, not even in school yet, but I already knew I wanted to be a teacher. I remember I was probably like 3 or 4, okay? And I got a like little school setup for my birthday or Christmas or something. It was just like a little trifold almost, and it had all of the like classic teacher things. Like it had a map and it had the alphabet and the numbers, like, and it was just so that I could pretend to teach. And I sat my mom, my dad, and my 2 older brothers down and held class with them. And whether they wanted to or not, I was going to be a teacher. So really, I've been teaching my whole life. I've always loved school. I actually did not go to college to become a teacher. Like that was the initial goal. I went to a community college and was actually looking into elementary education. Once I got to the like observing part of my degree, which I was still getting my associates at this point, so it wasn't like set in stone or anything, I observed a 2nd grade class. Nightmare. That was a nightmare. I don't know how you elementary school teachers do it, but I was just sitting there in shock because it was like, by the time the teacher finished getting them started on an assignment, it was time to transition to the next assignment. Like they weren't doing anything. It was crazy. And I love kids, okay? I really do love little kids. Not 20 of them at once though. So that was just assigned to me. Okay, elementary education is not for me. I was also in college during COVID. So my transition from community college to university happened this summer that COVID like really shut everything down. So already that was like, threw me off, and it was really tough for everyone. But also because I was no longer wanting to do elementary education, I had to completely change my major. I could either do 4 through 8 education major, which wasn't super excited about that, or if I wanted to be 7th through 12th grade, which is what I knew I wanted because I wanted high school, I would have to be a math major. And if you didn't know, being a math major, oh, this is also just another one of those lifter sticks by Maybelline. This is what I use for my contour in shade 65. Being a math major when you took 0 math classes at the associate level, it was basically gonna take me an extra year, maybe year and a half, because I had none of the prereqs required. So that is when I decided, okay, I already know that I want to teach math because that was the only subject that sounded even interesting to me to teach. I loved English, but when I thought about like teaching English, no. Science, no. All of the others, history, Math was the only thing that I was like, I actually really love math and I want to help people who don't like math, you know what I mean? Because I had some really good math teachers and I had some not so great math teachers, and the teacher can really make a huge difference, especially with a subject like math. So I wanted to be that difference for some students and kind of just show them that there's no such thing as a math person. Everyone can learn math. So knew I wanted to teach math, knew I didn't want to spend my entire life in college. So at that point I transitioned to a totally online school because, again, COVID was happening, everything was online anyway, and I was attending UT Dallas, UTD, and they were not at all prepared. No one was, okay? They were not prepared to go online, no one was prepared to go online, and I was miserable. So I decided to switch to a completely online course, or university, so the New Hampshire University, and I finished up my bachelor's there, and I just got a bachelor's in general studies with a focus in educational psychology. And those classes were so interesting. Oh my gosh, I loved them so much because it was just like basically education classes, but they weren't listed as education, they were listed as psychology. It was weird. The way that I did it was very unorthodox. Okay, I graduated college in 2022, and the idea was I would immediately go into iTeach or some other teaching certification and get my teaching certification, get my alt cert. But at the time I had a job that I liked, it paid well, and I was also just like kind of burnt out from school. And I had recently gotten married and we'd moved out, we were on our own for the first time. So like there was just a lot of life changes happening. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take a break. I don't even know if I want to teach anymore. Not really, like I knew I wanted to teach, but I was just like, I don't know, like I'm happy where I am basically. So about a whole year after graduating college, I finally decided in April of 2023 that I wanted to get my alt cert. Did that, it went very smoothly. Again, I think the alt cert program was so easy because I had already taken so many educational classes. So it was like I wasn't learning this stuff for the first time, it was almost like review. So if that sounds like something that's up your alley, I would say iTeach is the way to go. I really enjoyed it. I think I did a whole separate video on iTeach maybe a year and a half ago. So if you're interested, you can go watch that, or I can make another one. Just let me know in the comments if you would be interested in hearing all about iTeach. Unfortunately with iTeach, I had to submit my credits and everything from college, and since I did not take enough upper level math classes, they would not even let me go for my 7 through 12 math certification. The only thing that they let me do was 4 through 8 math. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went ahead with it, got my 4 through 8 math, and I was like, I'll just teach for a year in middle school to satisfy the requirement, get my certification, and then I'll take the 7 through 12 test and move to high school. And that's exactly what I did. First year teaching in 7th grade, finished that summer. I went and got my 7 through 12 certification, and then I ended up, just because of the way that my district is, I ended up having to stay for 2 years in 7th grade because they don't allow you to transfer until you've been in a position for 2 years. But I'm finally in high school and I'm loving it. Oh my gosh, it is like such an amazing experience. If you are a teacher or thinking about teaching and maybe you had like a bad year or you're not sure what you want to teach, my advice is try a different grade level or try a different content area, because it is truly night and day difference between my experience at the middle school and my experience at the high school. My mom said you have to look for your sweet spot, and I found my sweet spot in high school. Luckily, I just knew that I would love algebra. I knew that I would love teaching high school. But if you're like not sure, just start somewhere. Start somewhere that sounds interesting, and then once you have your foot in the door, once you're already teaching, then you can try and see what's available, what's out there. Maybe try different schools, try different districts, you know, don't give up just because it doesn't feel right where you are. Because it's very possible that that's just not the place for you, and there's a position out there that is going to be perfect for you. Okay, now I'm going in with my blush and highlight, which I just used this Benefit little tints. I still do the jelly donut thing from years ago. This is in Desert Rose, and this is Satiny Pink. I think those are the names, I don't actually know. But anyway, I did have someone ask what I'm teaching next year, and luckily I am staying in the exact same position that I had this year, which is teaching 9th grade Algebra 1. I will have one inclusion class, which means I'll have students that are sped and need minutes. So I will have a co-teacher every other day for one of my classes. Very lucky that I'm staying in the same place and I love where I'm at, and my entire team is coming back and staying in the same place. That is just amazing. And I think that speaks a lot to our team and our school that nobody wanted to leave, so I'm happy. I've had a lot of people ask about my work-life balance and how I manage that. My first year, it was almost non-existent, I'll be honest. I was staying super late every day. I was taking work home, and it was just like the mental drain and emotional drain was really bleeding into my everyday life, to the point where like I would just come home and fall asleep on the couch, or I would just come home and cry. Like I cried so much my first 2 years teaching, you guys, and part of that is that I was in the wrong place trying to force it to fit, and it just wasn't gonna fit. I was also severely depressed at the time, but we don't have to get into that. So my work-life balance was definitely, it took a while for me to figure it out. This year, I think I only took work home one time, and it was completely my choice. Like, it was optional, did not have to. It was just because I wanted to do something fun for the kids. So I did something at home. But other than that, I didn't take anything home. I was leaving pretty much on time. Like, there were a few days that I stayed late, but again, it was always to do stuff like that I wanted to do. It wasn't because like, oh, I have to grade this, so I have to stay. No, my work-life balance, I definitely feel like I've got it down this year. Someone did ask if I allow students to eat lunch with me. Not really. So I love my team, and we always eat lunch together in my room. So I think having a student in there while we're all eating lunch is kind of awkward. I have had students ask, but they're usually fine with a no. That's just how I do it. This lunch is my break. I'm sorry. I want my time with my adult friends. All right, next is my brows. So this is the Wow Brow Tinted Gel from e.l.f. In shade something brown. It's in shade brown. If you've been watching specifically my teacher vlogs for the past couple years, I have fun earrings. That is like what I am known for at my school. I just love having fun earrings every day, and I get a lot of questions about where I get them from. At this point, most of the earrings that I get are gifts because people just know that I'm the earrings girl, so I'm very lucky that people love sending me earrings. But the fun ones are like, I have little baby bell earrings and rubber ducky earrings and popcorn earrings. Like the ones that are kind of off the wall, I did get from Etsy, but pretty much I just keep my eyes open for cool earrings everywhere I go. And if I see some that catch my eye, I'll pick them up. I almost forgot my bronzer. I use this Hoola, I think this is also Benefit. Yeah, the Hoola bronzer in shade. How do y'all just find the shades so fast? What shade is this? No clue, but it's this one, the dark purple. Sorry, I thought I would be better at this. My plans for the summer, now that I'm not working, I'm actually, okay, I just said I'm not working, I'm kind of working. So I'm going to a summer institute for Avid in a couple weeks, which I will be vlogging, hopefully. I don't know how interesting it's gonna be, but I was asked to go to that, and I decided, you know, why not? Sure. And then immediately after the summer institute, my mom is actually coming to stay with us. I'm very excited because my mom lives in Alabama, so I don't get to see her very often. So I'm super excited that I'm gonna get to spend a few days with her. Oh, in July, we're going on a cruise. So we have gone on a cruise every year for the past, this will be our third cruise in a row. Just because it's like so easy. All the planning is done for you. You don't have to think, you just pay once and everything's included. And I just love it so much. As someone who has to make a billion decisions a day, my idea of a vacation is not having to make any decisions. So that's why the cruise is just so perfect for us. It's also, I feel like, one of the most affordable vacations when you consider like all of your food is taken care of, your lodging, like your entertainment, everything is taken care of. So I'm a big fan of cruises. We'll be cruising with Carnival. All right, I've started doing eyeliner, which I don't do often, but this is Sculpting Sticks, again from Maybelline, in the shade 15 Smooth Espresso. I do a very, very subtle, barely there, just to kind of help make my eyelashes look fuller. But I had someone ask how me and my husband met. I'm gonna have to do this and then talk because I don't trust myself to do eyeliner and talk at the same time. there we go. Very, very little. I also get the brown because I feel like I just don't like the way that black eyeliner looks on me. It looks too aggressive. I like everything to be very soft and natural and stuff. I don't know if you can tell how not blended this is. That's because I'm using the wrong shade of foundation. As I mentioned earlier, it is a little bit too dark for me, which is why this summer I'm gonna get tan. That way this can be my summer color. But I will fix this, don't worry. So my husband and I actually met in the middle of COVID. Online. So we were on an online dating app. We lived about 2 hours away from each other. So the fact that I even like met up with him is insane because I'm not that type of girl. Like I was very much I'll drive max 15 minutes. So I don't know what it was about him. I think it truly was like God put it on my heart that like this was the guy, because we did not talk at all. Like we matched and then we sent like a few texts back and forth. It was very dry. And then he was like, hey, do you wanna, go for a date? Do you wanna meet up? And so we met halfway. So I drove like an hour to meet a man that I had never met before, which again, that is so not me. But I met him, our date went beautifully, and I'm not even kidding. I got home, flopped onto my mom's bed and said, I met my future husband. I met my husband, I just knew it. So yeah, it was just a case of when you know, you know. So he proposed on our 1-year anniversary and then we were married 4 months later. So very fast. We both knew that we were ready for marriage. We both knew that we just wanted to go ahead and start living our life together. So it was very quick turnaround, but I wouldn't change a thing about it. I'm so happy. All right, then I have my L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. I don't even know if you can see that. This is in shade 915 Black Brown. Now that I am not teaching, I have so much time to myself, which I am so not used to. So it's plenty of time to focus on my hobbies. Some of my hobbies include scrapbooking, which I've included in several videos. I do like to crochet, although I've kind of put that on the back burner for now, just because I don't really have anything to crochet. I normally crochet baby blankets and no one around me is getting pregnant, so nothing to do there. And reading. Reading is like my main hobby at the moment. I prefer reading, I would say my favorite genre is still fantasy / sci-fi, but a strong second is gotta be just like fiction, just run-of-the-mill fiction, which is so funny because in previous years, especially when I was reading like in high school and college, I was like, ew, fiction is so gross. It's so boring. It's just someone's life. Like, I don't care about that. I want dragons, you know what I mean? But now that I'm older, I do appreciate a good fiction story that explores like really deep emotional topics and relationships and things like that, I don't know. I love to cry, okay? So if you can make me emotional and connect to the story and the characters and maybe make me cry, golden. Love it. I am currently reading the Red Rising series. I'm on book 3, and that is a sci-fi fantasy story. It's also like dystopian, so I am obsessed. It is so good. I can't believe I waited so long to read it, but I'm also glad that I did because I feel like I'm able to give it my full attention, whereas if I would have tried to read it during the school year, I probably wouldn't have, because I don't really read during the school year. So, whew. All right, I think that is it. That is my go-to daily makeup and a little bit of info about me. If you have any other questions that I didn't answer, please let me know in the comments. If you would like another video like this, again, let me know. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe so that I can see you guys in the next one. Mwah. Bye.